talk to you a little bit about things that can help us really appreciate our distinctive form of Christianity. The Episcopal Church celebrates, as we're a member of the second largest Christian body in the world, the Worldwide Anglican Communion. So, in the Book of Common Prayer, this is the current one that came out in 1979, there is the same preface that's been in every prayer book since the first American prayer book, which I have a copy of that too. 1789 is when that came out. Did I say the other one was 1789? It was actually 1979. And in addition to carrying the preface, the very first prayer book also had a catechism that it says you should learn before you are confirmed by a bishop. So our Catechism, the 79 prayer book, is on page 845, and it says an outline of the faith, and it's a good question and answer, concise way to reflect on how we understand. Now, all the prayers help us to understand ourselves. Our beliefs about God are most clearly expressed in our public worship. So this is the 79 prayer book. I showed you the first one. There was a modest update in 1892, and I found this in the struggling little urban parish where I was a seminarian for 3 years in New Haven, Connecticut. And it was given to somebody in 1922 when they became a deacon. They've been sitting there ever since. The prayer book when I was a child, still beloved of many people, is the 28 prayer book. And it, in some ways, was the high watermark of what would be a more Western and a more Catholic style of worship in our American church. The first American prayer book being more solidly rooted in the English Reformation tradition. So here I am being a history teacher. Point being, if you look at the outline of the faith, you're going to find something that may lead to questions for you or things you might like to discuss with a friend in Christ. So I'm happy to be that friend. The preface is beautifully written and is also worth looking at. Now, for the ambitious, there is the only theological series of statements come up with by all Anglican clergy together, and it happened during the period of the English Reformation, and it's in the back of the Book of Common Prayer. If you find one that looks something like this, you can look it up in the table of contents and find the 39 articles. And when you start to read it, you'll discover, even though we call it the 39 articles, or the articles of religion, that there are in fact not 39. Well, that tells you something about us, doesn't it? But that's been a traditional name used for it. So those statements are in more Reformation era theological style than anything else in the American prayer book. So they're interesting, and some of them I'm quite fond of. Anyway, I'd be happy to discuss that with you over tea, over coffee, over a beer. We'll have a class. I found this fantastic short book by a guy from Texas, and I'm a little biased against people from Texas sometimes. Andy Doyle, Unabashedly Episcopalian, Proclaiming the Good News of the Episcopal Church. Started reading it before. But Andy starts referencing the Catechism in the Book of Common Prayer and a positive impact it had in his life as he journeyed in faith. He also starts by referencing the fact that in many public circumstances in the United States, non-Episcopalians use our Episcopal worship based on the Book of Common Prayer to help the nation mark important occasions and mourn and celebrate. And what does that tell you about being an Episcopalian? It does tell you something good. So anyway, I hope you can order and read this book.